Hi there, folks. This is Mindless Insanity 602 reporting to you at the Nightmare Central with day number 28 of my fourth annual 31 Days of Horror Film Reviews. And, yep, we are on day number 28. So that means that we have one more in the 20s, and two in the 30s to do. So that means that after this one, we have three more reviews to get to. Anyways, here we are going to be talking about The Breed, which from the 2006 R-rated 91-minute comedy horror thriller from director Nicholas Mastandrera. I don't know how to pronounce the guy's last name. So I apologize. Well, I have no reason to apologize. Actually, jumping the gun there. Anyways, The Breed, which we have here. This is one of those films that people, probably most people haven't heard of this movie. It has a fairly well-known cast. Wes Craven. It's a Wes Craven production, so that's pretty cool to have Wes Craven involved with this little film. Now, The Breed. The Breed is basically about it's a standard. It's pretty much a standard plot. It's about these kids, I think college-aged kids who, travel to this remote island, and at this remote island, they basically go to this remote island. They basically go there for the typical teenage antics, like let's go swimming, and let's drink some alcoholic beverages, and let's have a good time until these genetically modified dogs come over there and start to attack them. There's you get some drama between the two brothers in this film. One of them I met. One of the actors in this film I actually met in person, and that's Oliver Hudson. Yeah, it isn't on this cover, but I know it's Oliver Hudson. I've met him once. If you're a Facebook friend, you could go like to July of 2014, and you'll find like an image that I took. And I met that guy. He was in like Rules of Engagement and all that stuff, so that's pretty cool. And this film has one. He's kind of a television series actor, so he's not as well known as one of the main actresses in the film, as you see there, Michelle Rodriguez. Avatar and Machete. Michelle Rodriguez is in this film, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that she does a real good job. I think, there's some obvious downsides to this film. Because this film pulls the standard horror movie antics of bad decision making to convenience the plot. And obviously the African American guy, died first, because this is a horror movie, and obviously the African American dude needed to bite the bucket. I feel like that was a kind of a cheap death. He was a very likable guy, I think, in this film. He was one of the most likable characters in this film. Anyways, this film, you know, it has some really thrilling scenes, like Michelle Rodriguez is getting in this zip line so she could get to the garage and shed garage, whatever you like to call it. That has a car, so they could get out of there, and there's some really thrilling scenes in this film. Really thrilling scenes in this film. And you get some, you know, once they leave their little place, and after they leave their little place, they go to a little facility where they've been doing where the people who have been there before were doing their little genetic modification on the dogs that is causing the horror in this film. Um, yeah, and then you know they go there, and there's some really cool shit. Like you get some cool dialogue. Michelle Rodriguez really turns into a badass in this one scene. Says, "Tell Cujo I said bye," or whatever. So we got some cool lines there. There's one thing that doesn't make sense is that after the like first a serious attack via the dogs, they retreat back and then they start partying. I'm like, Jesus, like, I want to return to party, and I would just be thinking of ways to, you know, get the fuck out of there. After the first attack of the little dogs that's been attacking me and my friends, I'll be, no, let's not get drunk. Let's start to get this fucking shit done, and let's get the hell out of here. Um, this film would definitely be one of those films that could easily be Cabin in the Woods modified into films, because it has the typical uncle allowing them people to stay there, and you could easily transform this into like a little ceremony in Cabin in the Woods with its plot. Um, yeah. At first, when you first see this movie, The Breed, and you see the cover, I think you would first expect. I think that the first thing you would expect would be like a werewolf film, and what you don't really get a werewolf film with this. Unfortunately, it's not a werewolf film, which could have made this film a little bit bigger and grander than genetically modified dogs. Um, yeah. Um, all in all, this film definitely has a few shortcomings. But overall, I think would recommend The Breed. It's a film that's like, it's very entertaining. It's very entertaining, and that's what I can at least say, is that it's very entertaining. It definitely falls from the shortcomings of typical horror syndrome with tropes and stuff, but overall I enjoy it. I think it has a very likable group of characters. The only one that I really couldn't get behind in this film is the blonde-haired girl. I think that she was the worst in this film, worst in this actor or actress, whatever you like to refer to them as in this film. I think that she didn't deliver as well as the other group. And I think it would have been much better if she was the first one to kick it and then the black guy. But there isn't really much of a body count in this film. Like, there's like 5 deaths. If you're really a body count hound, if you really like deaths and body count, you're going to be a little bit disappointed with this film. But I like its atmosphere. I think the film has terrific atmosphere. And the tension of the film is very, very good. Very good. yeah, it's kind of like a mixed bag. It's definitely a mixed bag, but overall, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. And now let's talk about the Blu-ray we have here. Now the Blu-ray, it's very slim on extras. Very slim on extras. Very slim on extras. You get a little documentary that's like 24 minutes long about how the making of the film, and then they count the on the back, which I find is kind of bullshit. It's not a special feature. Dolby Digital True HD, Spanish subtitles, and English SDH is not a special feature. It's not a special feature that goes into the specs of the film, the specs of the Blu-ray disc. That's not a special feature. I don't really understand why people, the people who made this Blu-ray, would even count that as a special feature. It's not a special feature. It's technical specs of the Blu-ray. It's basically options. It's not a special feature. And then you get previews, which is lame. Lame. You get previews to other fuck, I don't know what the name of this company is. First Look. First Look is kind of like a Magnet or Magnolia company where they have that terrible look. But um, but yeah, you have that. The all in all, this is a Blu-ray here. This Blu-ray here is, I think, if you look hard enough, like if you go to like Fry's Electronics, if you really go like surfing at like maybe available at the Dollar Tree, maybe available at the Dollar Tree. Um, One of these days it may be available at the Dollar Tree, because I think that this Blu-ray, you can find it for ridiculously cheap, and I say it's, if you can find it like under like under $5 or $4, I'd recommend picking up this Blu-ray. It's worth a check out. It's very It's a very entertaining film. It's definitely worth a check out. But yeah, and in this video, I like to give a shout out to a guy by the name of Xavier St. Perry. I want to give a shout out to him. Yeah, because I feel like giving a shout out, and he's a pretty legit dude. And yeah, I could give another shout out, but I want to provide people that I don't usually give shout outs a try, and I could give out this particular individual a shout out, but that's been gave him enough, and I believe he's worthy, but I just think it maybe get a little bit overbearing, so I want to give that guy a shout out because he deserves it. And anyways, we are here with day number 28, and I shall be back in a little less than 24 hours, with day number 29 of my 4th annual 31 Days of Horror Film Reviews. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a like. Like if you legitimately like it. Subscribe if you feel like it. And leave a comment down below. Would be greatly appreciated. And my final words on the breed. There's a disc. Oh, I didn't show off the disc. What a poor examiner. Whatever. I barely even show the menu. Whatever, the picture quality itself, but you really don't get an accurate reading via these videos anyways of what the picture quality is. It depends on your TV thing, so screenshots are pointless. Anyways, I shall be back. And thank you guys for watching, and peace.